Curious about what Waikiki looks like right now? As part of our Waikiki Now series, we're showing you what Waikiki looks like right now. For more Hawaii videos, make sure you're subscribed and click that notification bell so you're alerted every time we post a new video. Aloha, I'm Mariam and this is Yes to Hawaii. We make Hawaii videos, take the guesswork out of planning your trip. As always, I'll leave timestamps in the description box below, so feel free to skip around the video for the parts that you came here for. To provide some context, it's Sunday, May 8th at about 10 o'clock in the morning. You can also check out these videos and the playlist for activity reviews, itinerary ideas, and travel tips coming to the island. This street coming up ahead is the intersection of Kalakaua Avenue and Saratoga Road. If you were to go a little bit farther down Saratoga Road, that's where you'd find our post office. A little bit further down is going to be the Outrigger the Outrigger Reef Waikiki Beach Resort. There's also Kalakaua farther down Saratoga Road, going again towards the ocean. We're gonna go ahead and keep walking down this way, down Kalakaua Avenue. If you haven't been to Waikiki before, Kalakaua Avenue is the main street here in Waikiki. This intersection that you see coming up ahead is the beginning of a lot of the smaller shops that are here on Kalakaua Avenue. Kalakaua Avenue, a little bit farther down, is also really popular for luxury row. That's where you'll find those really expensive high-end stores such as Ferragamo, Tiffany & Company, and so forth. Over here on the right-hand side, we have the Hemptuary, a couple smaller shops over here. A little bit farther down, there's also a small ramen shop. At the very end of this intersection as well, there is a Hard Rock Cafe if you want to grab burgers. There's also Tommy Bahama's, which is a popular store and also a restaurant as well. There's also a video here on the channel that shows a little bit of that space. Coming up ahead here on the right-hand side, this turquoise blue building is the Bank of Hawaii building. The Bank of Hawaii building that you see also has a few shops inside. The most popular or most well-known shop that's in the Bank of Hawaii building is the Long's Pharmacy, the Long's Drugs. This is actually pretty new. I noticed this when I was walking down the street. Aloha beer, so we're gonna pass that a little bit farther down. So in this Bank of Hawaii building on the ground floor is Long's. What's super good about this is it is 24 hours a day. It's open 24/7. So if there's something that you might need, whether that's some snacks, some food, or even just Band-Aids, whatever you need, and the ABC stores that are nearby are closed, Long's Drugs is open 24/7, so that's really convenient. We're gonna head a little bit farther down, and this little pavilion area where you see these chairs that aren't quite taken out yet, that is the Aloha Beer restaurant that we just saw a moment ago. We're gonna keep going down this main intersection. Again, this is Kalakaua Avenue. The busier it's getting, lots of people are out and about, and again, it's only 10 o'clock in the morning right now, so it's still decently early. If you go a little bit farther down here, on the right-hand side, we're gonna do a quick little tour or a quick little walkthrough of Lewers Street. This intersection that you see here is Kalakaua Ave and Lewers Street. If you take a right down this little intersection here of Lewers Street, it's also called the Waikiki Beach Walk. Not to be confused with Beach Walk Avenue. Waikiki Beach Walk, this area here is a collection of stores and restaurants. There's P.F. Chang's on the left-hand side over here. On the right-hand side, you've got the First Hawaiian Bank that's coming up ahead here on the right-hand side. There's also one of the Hilton properties. There's an escalator that will take you to the top. The Waikiki Beach Walk is really popular for restaurants, as I mentioned before, but also some smaller shops. So this escalator right here that I was mentioning earlier, that takes you up to the second floor. That's where you'll find a separate hotel, a separate property. Really nice area. They also have a really good Italian restaurant in that hotel. Over on the right hand side, you'll see ABC store, one of many ABC stores. There's also a Poke Quick Grab and Go. We go a little bit farther down, there's a few galleries, there's a shirt store and so forth all the way down here. But as you'll notice, it is a Sunday morning, so a lot of the stores are open, but some have not quite opened just yet. And that's something you'll probably notice when you're on the main strip for Sundays especially. Most stores do open it in the morning, but some don't open until a lot later in the afternoon. Like for example, this store here still closed, again, early in the morning on Sunday. A little bit farther down at the end of this is going to be the Yard House. Ruth's Chris is over there. There's Subway to my right. This is a good map of Waikiki. So in a second here, I'm going to point out exactly where we are, so you kind of get your bearings on where we are in relation to the entire area of Waikiki. So we're just right about there, kind of getting closer to the center of Waikiki, but not quite smack dab in the center just yet. Across from me over there is the Wyndham on Waikiki Beach Walk. There is a cafe just across the way as well. Again, there's a Subway kind of pointing out different places, lots of places to eat here in Waikiki, some shopping I stopped that video because I realized very quickly a lot of the stores farther down were closed. So we're back on Kalakaua Avenue again, started back on Lewers Street, walking down. Now we're in Luxury Row. There's the Tiffany's that I mentioned before. As you go a little bit farther down, all these stores on the right hand side, this is all part of the Royal Hawaiian Shopping Center. On the Royal Hawaiian Shopping Center, most of the stores that are on the flagship stores that are on the main street right here, Kalakaua Avenue, are going to be the luxury stores. But Royal Hawaiian Center is not only luxury stores, they also have some smaller regular stores as well. They've got a food court, they've got restaurants, it's a little bit of a mix of everything. This intersection that you see coming up ahead is the intersection of Kalakaua Avenue and Royal Hawaiian Avenue. So just diagonal for me, that little area over there on the left in purple, or pink and purple, is going to be the Victoria's Secret. That restaurant that you see above that is the Tanaka of Tokyo. There's also a Bujo's, which is a Mexican restaurant. Really, really good Mexican food. We're going to go ahead and cross the street here and keep going. Again, on the right hand side, a lot more of luxury rows such as Ferragamo. On the left hand side, we're just now passing it, there's a Sephora that's over there. This area here gets really, really busy in the evening. Again, quite a few restaurants are in here. I'm about to point up to a couple. This main area is the ground level of Royal Hawaiian Center, but if you look up, there's also quite a few stores on your second, third floor as well. Looking up ahead here, we've got the Harry Winston store. On the left hand side, kind of in the corner of the screen, you'll see the H&M. That intersection that's coming up ahead, just over there, is the intersection of Kalakaua Avenue and Seaside Avenue. So pretty popular spot. Again, a lot of street performers will be on that intersection of Kalakaua and Seaside Avenue, but more so in the evening as opposed to the middle of the day as we're walking through here. I'm pointing up here. What am I pointing at? That's the Jiraku. Really, really good for sushi. On the left-hand side over here is the Island Vintage. So this is part of the Island Vintage Coffee, which you can kind of see if you look up that escalator right in front of the screen on the right-hand side. Really good place for coffee, tea, acai bowls. My favorite acai bowl. One of my favorite acai bowl spots is going to be here at the Island Vintage Coffee. They do have a line in the morning typically, but it does move pretty quickly. And again, this area that's on our right-hand side, we're still walking down the Royal Hawaiian Shopping Center. What's really cool too about the Royal Hawaiian Shopping Center is not only do they have shops, but they also have restaurants, but they also, in addition to that, have cultural activities and hula shows and so forth. You can check in with their main guest services kiosk to see what their calendar looks like. And I'll leave a link in the description box below for their website so you can see their calendar, their events. A lot of those activities are free of charge, or shows are free of charge. And if there is a cost, there's a nominal cost. So that's something to check out if you're looking for something to do in Waikiki. Keep in mind though, now it's May, it is getting noticeably busier. If you've been watching our Waikiki Now videos since the beginning of the year, as we've gotten closer to summer, our restrictions have ended at the end of March, where we had the Safe Access Oahu program where you had to have a negative COVID test or a vaccine card to enter specific businesses, as well as our Safe Travels program where you had to have a negative COVID test or a vaccine card in order to enter the state. All of that has ended at the end of March. So now with that reduction of restriction for travel restrictions, it's getting a lot busier here in Waikiki. Restaurant reservations would definitely recommend it, especially in terms of activities as well. If some activities that you have your heart set on doing when you're coming to Oahu, I would highly recommend you start checking on those in advance. Now, just as an example, if you're interested in, for example, the Polynesian Cultural Center, if you go to their website, polynesia.com, you'll see that their VIP luau package is already sold out till mid-July. Their regular package for luau is sold out, I believe, till end of June. Kualoa, same thing. A lot of their activities are available, but their popular ones, such as the ATV tour, that's sold out at least for the next 3 or 4 weeks. Again, with this lack of restrictions, now the opening up of travel, it's getting busier. So that story just passed a moment ago was Cheesecake Factory, and coming up here on the right hand side is this row of surfboards. Some people like to take photos in this area, this little street right here. As you can see, all the way down, lots of surfboards. Really popular for those taking photos for the gram, if you will. On the right-hand side here is the Outrigger Waikiki Beach Resort. Again, not to be confused with their sister property, the Outrigger Reef. This is the property that the Duke's Waikiki restaurant is in, and Hula Grill is in as well. Just to my left, which is off screen, is the International Marketplace. And then again, on the right-hand side, we're still walking by the Outrigger Waikiki. They've got a Quicksilver. There's a Honolulu Cookie Company. There is Nahuku, which is a jewelry store. They also have Blue Note, which is a small concert venue. We're gonna go a little bit further down. Coming up here on the right-hand side, we're just now passing the rest of the Outrigger Waikiki. Up here on the right-hand side is the hotel, the Moana Surfrider. Moana Surfrider has a really good views, very similar to Outrigger Waikiki. They have a nice restaurant in there called the Beach House, and they also have a beach bar as well with this gorgeous banyan tree in the main pavilion area. And those restaurants and that bar that I just mentioned as well, that's open to the public. That's not specific just for Moana Surfrider guests. Anyone can go. As you can see here, pretty decent size in terms of hotel property, but it is oceanfront. Rooms vary in price as well. The easiest way to recognize this hotel too is coming up on the right hand side. You'll see these 4 pillars. This is a absolutely gorgeous property. As you can see on the outside here, it's a beautiful sunny day. One of the main oceanfront properties here in Waikiki. As we go a little bit farther down, you'll also see quite a few people doing a lot of photo shoots in this area where these pillars are. Typically it's early morning, usually wedding photo shoots or engagement photo shoots, just because it's a really gorgeous property. I'm pointing out here, that was the restaurant I mentioned before, the Beach House. We're gonna head a little bit farther down to see a little bit more about what the beach looks like this time of year, and we're getting more into the center again of Waikiki. On the left-hand side over here, just off screen, is the Urban Outfitters clothing store. Those 2 towers that you see on my left over here is the Hyatt Regency Hotel. Again, that's a really popular spot for pickups. If you're doing any activities or tours and you're in this area, a lot of pickups will be routed to the Hyatt Regency because they have a bus loading zone on the backside of the hotel, which is Koa Avenue by a green awning. Very popular spot if you have any pickups again in this area. And the main reason for that is, as you can see, if you were staying, for example, at the Moana Surfrider property, there isn't too much space for buses to pull up in front of the property to load and unload guests, so instead they consolidate you to other pickup places. We're passing by the Waikiki Christmas store. There's also the bikini store San Lorenzo, and then coming up ahead here is the Waikiki Police Station here on my right-hand side. So as you can see, we're walking through Waikiki. It is a Sunday morning, not too early, not too late, kind of mid-morning, and there's still quite a few people out in Waikiki. It hasn't gotten back to pre-pandemic levels, of course, but if you were here in March over spring break, it definitely was super packed. It's a little bit calmer now, quite busy, but not as packed as it was in March and then early April. I do expect this to change though for summer season, which again is June, July, and August. If you like this video, definitely give it a thumbs up, and I'll also leave links for other videos. Coming up for our next video for Waikiki Now is going to be a walk down Kuhio Avenue where I point out all the major hotels that are on Kuhio Avenue. So if you booked a hotel property on Kuhio Avenue and you aren't sure what exactly is around your hotel, I think you'll really like that video. So I'll leave a link in the description box below. That should be coming out on Wednesday of this week. And then as for our last stop here on this walking tour, over here on the right hand side is the Duke statue. If you are catching the Waikiki trolley, oftentimes they'll pick up from this location. There's a trolley stop right across from the Duke statue as well. I hope this helped you guys kind of get your bearings and see where a lot of the stuff in Waikiki is, at least on this section of Waikiki, and to show you that it is getting busier. Waikiki is in general getting busier, just like many other places as travel is reopening, especially here in Hawaii, but also in other places around the world. But just to kind of give you a little bit of a walking tour of what everything is looking like right now. And again, today is Sunday, May the 8th, and it's about 10 o'clock or so in the morning. Enjoy! I hope you guys liked this video and found it helpful. If you did, please give it a thumbs up and consider subscribing. And if there's any other Hawaii videos you'd like to see, definitely leave them in the comments down below.